Hey everybody, welcome back to Follow Me 11B. Discussions on current events, macroeconomics, and freedom and liberty from a veteran's perspective. And from time to time, comic book related stuff, which is what we're going to discuss today. I would like to do a review on the movie Samaritan. Samaritan is a 2022 release, comic book / action film starring the 76-year-old Italian stallion, Sylvester Stallone, as our protagonist. Also, we've got Javon Walton as his young protege in the movie Sam. And playing the villain of the movie Cyrus, Pilu Asback. So, as far as the movie goes, it is directed by Julius Avery, who, in my opinion, did a great job making a smaller, intimate movie feel like big screen caliber. Written by Bragi F. Schutt, which I believe he was also one of the original writers of the original graphic novel, which was a Mythos Comics graphic novel from 2014. So check that out too, and if you have any interest in the comic book genre, highly recommend comic books in general, and this would be a good way to start off a new hobby. But a couple other odds and ends. Produced by Metro Goldwyn Mayer and Balboa Productions. For some reason, I like it when they take their old characters from movies and turn it into production companies, like Happy Madison Productions, another one of my faves. But let's get into the movie a little bit. Basic plot of it is there are two brothers, and one is good and one is evil. One is Samaritan, one is Nemesis. And like 25 years ago, they were a big deal in the Granite City, which is the setting of our film today. And they were opposed to each other, basically the yin and the yang. They had a big blowout fight 25 years ago at a power plant where Nemesis was going to destroy Samaritan. He lured them to the power plant to destroy him and also knock out the power to the city and da-da-da. Well, anyway, that's not really important. What is important, though, is a big explosion, and supposedly they both died in the explosion. Well, later on in the movie, we find out that one, if not both, had survived the explosion. So that kind of leads to the plot of the movie, and the young protege Sam kind of, putting on his Hardy Boys hat, trying to figure out, hey, is this next door neighbor of mine a superhero, a former superhero, a retired superhero, a superhero in hiding? So that kind of leads to the rest of the movie. Cyrus and his gang kind of become a thorn in the side of Sam and his mother, who live across the park from Stallone. And one thing leads to another. Conflict ensues. But I don't want to give too much away. But what I want to tell you is about what I like and what I don't like. So let's start with what I don't like about this movie. There are too many humans being thrown through walls and through brick pillars and so forth, and kind of moaning and groaning, but, obviously still alive. And I don't know about you, but if I was thrown through a brick wall and smashed my head into the door of a car to break my flight, I don't know if I'm getting up from that anytime soon. And these are people with no superpowers. So, number two, what I did not like. One of the things about this movie is that there is Nemesis has forged a hammer, much like the hammer of Thor, perhaps. But it looks just like a sledgehammer, though, in this instance. However, for some reason, when he forged this sledgehammer 25 years ago, it was imbued with the hatred of Nemesis that gives it the power to be the only thing that can damage or hurt Samaritan, really, or at least permanently, because one of his powers, or all of his powers perhaps, they didn't really get into the exact what he can and can't do, but he's got strength. He's not invulnerable, but he can take a lot of punishment, and he has super fast healing. You could break his bone and in a few minutes, crack, back into the normal place, and it hurts, but it's workable again. But getting back to the hammer, it is weird how the hammer of Nemesis is forged with his hatred for his brother. They didn't really get into that. And as far as I could tell, they were just your standard super strength, invulnerability guys with, suits of armor that, have strength and can fight each other and can take a bullet. I don't know anything about why his hatred would give that hammer any extra strength. Also, weird how much I noticed this. I mean, it's just one of the stupid things I would notice, but like there's a 13-year-old kid running around in the entire movie, and there's like no mention at all or sign of him going to school like ever. For a moment, I thought, well, it's summertime. Maybe he's on summer vacation. However, everybody in the movie is wearing pants and marshmallow jackets or hoodies like the entire time. I think there might have even been people with knit caps and maybe even gloves on and in certain parts of it. There was not any snow, though, so I guess there's that small chance that it was a summer that was very, very cold. But I digress. Let's get into what I liked about this movie. I did like that this was an intimate feeling movie. It just reminded me of like some of those Marvel movies, or the Marvel TV shows, I should say, like Daredevil, and what's the other, the lady detective? I forgot her name, but Marvel series on Netflix, and Jessica Jones, yeah, that's it, on Netflix. But it's like street level heroes. It's like super powered, Marvel Universe heroes, but without all the CGI that you'd see in the big screen. And speaking of CGI, another thing I liked about this movie, is there was not a lot of CGI. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but there was enough well choreographed fight scenes that made it look realistic to me. And CGI, I don't care how good it is. When I look at CGI, I always say that's CGI. So, also, one of the other cool things, featuring some CGI though, one of the nice things about CGI in this movie though was there was, toward the end of the movie, a flashback of a young Stallone during the fight scene at the power plant. So that was kind of cool. I always like that when they do those fight scenes or those CGI things that make characters younger. I think they did that in the second Tron movie, where they kind of made one of the characters appear what he looked like 25 years earlier on the original Tron movie. It was kind of cool. But one of the things that I think should be said, though, is though this was a straight to streaming movie, I think that this probably deserves, in my humble opinion, to have been gotten the big screen treatment. So who knows, maybe it will at some point. But for now, straight to video on Amazon Prime. It is called Samaritan. It is a 2022 feature. I think it just came out like 2 days ago, August 26th, perhaps, I think was the release date. Today is August 28th. I just got a chance to check it out, but I enjoyed it. One other thing I enjoyed about it was there was just your straight up superhero, good guys versus bad guys. It was one of the ones I enjoyed the most in recent years, I would have to say. I mean, I didn't even have any expectations about this movie. I really didn't even know that much about it. So walking into it, I had no expectations except that Stallone was going to be in it, and it was going to be something to do with superheroes. I actually have not read the graphic novel before. Read many a graphic novel, but not that one. But it is now in my queue. So I enjoyed it. I recommend it. And I would love to hear what you guys think about it, though. Got some mixed reviews from people like Ebert. And I'm not sure how, as far as I could tell, the street level, if you will, reviewers such as myself seem to like it. But I would love to hear what you guys think of it. Please post your comments below. And in the meantime, don't forget, we are growing. We are Follow Me 11B on Gettr on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And we are The Real Follow Me 11B on Instagram and on Rumble. And we will see you all on the next video.